Bumble shares fumbled. Overcast. Yeah, today it's overcast basically everywhere. The Dow equities market, it's flat so far. I mean, things can always change, right? But we woke up this morning to a flat Dow, flat market, not much going on. I do have some juicy news coming up here in a minute, but the Dow's doing really nothing. It ended up about 250 points down yesterday. And to put that in perspective for you, why I don't get excited over a 200-300 point swing these days. If you had $1,000 invested in a stock and it went down by 0.006, which isn't even 1 penny, that's how much the Dow lost yesterday. No need to get excited over a 200-300 point swing up or down. When it starts to move 400, 500, 600 points, I think that would be cause for concern, or at least interesting concern. What is it doing? What's happening at that swing rate? Remember last week I mentioned the Dow's performance. It went up 500 points, but that was over 5 days. So it's a little bit of a correction. Again, it's the inflationary news that's surrounding our lives right now, and it's having an impact when we get measurements like that CPI I spoke about yesterday. So it's forecast, mild temperatures so far. We'll see. All right, on the other side of the fence in the Treasuries Department, it's a low pressure system. I mean, we saw the Treasuries creep up yesterday. It was a significant increase. And I say significant because it does impact our mortgage rates, the cost that you borrow money. Now, the cost of mortgage rates is still what I would call cheap money. It really is in comparison. Historically, 3% on average, give or take, somewhere between 2 and 3.5% right now for your standard rates. Remember, it all depends on your financial profile, not the lender's opinion or rate per se. I'm going to have a special video. Stick around for a special video on why you're asking the wrong question when you talk to your lender. I'm going to teach you the right question, all about how to get the best rate. That's coming up, so stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe if you're interested in this type of content. The Treasuries market up 121 basis points. So basis points, basically 0.121, but that is a significant increase like we saw yesterday happening in the morning. I cringed on my red stapler. We lost about 0.5%. In other words, the cost of mortgage rates went up roughly 0.5% or 0.5 point yesterday. And looking at the market this morning, it's flat. There's no indication of any movement yet. So for now, it's still a low pressure system because there's no indication of the bond market improving, at least not on paper. There's no indicators that I see. So right now we're flat, yet that low pressure system is going to keep that 10-year treasury right around the 1.5. It's 1.57 at the very moment I made this video. So we'll see which direction it starts to move. It's something to keep your eye on. In other news related to your market weather report, overnight, realize that there is activity that happens overnight in the economic industries, in Wall Street, as you would say. Overnights or pre-market, if you see pre-market news, they're referring to what happened while you were sleeping. So while you were sleeping, Elon Musk sold $5 billion in shares of Tesla. Sounds like a lot. Maybe he's going to cure world hunger. $5 billion in shares sold is not that much when you own another 166 million shares in Tesla stock. So doing the math, if you're even interested, I'm a bit of a nerd. What does 166 million shares look like in dollars? Well, Tesla's over $1,000 a share. $1,000 a share times 166 million. Anyway, this is what it looks like on your iPhone calculator. I think it's having a mild heart attack. Does the E stand for electric? I don't know. Beyond Meat made it in the news, a 20% loss, and that's affecting the price of their stock. Apparently, not as many people went beyond meat as they thought they would go beyond meat. The Honest Company, also in the news, they had an 8% gain. So that's great news. It's a cosmetic company, but I guess my mom was right. It does pay to be honest. Bumble, of all people, made it in the news. The Bumble Fumble. Bumble shares fumbled 9% based on projections. So they didn't meet the market projections of their profits, essentially, and their shares are down 9%. I guess you would call that the great Bumble Fumble. Does that mean they struck out? Did they even make it to first base? That is your economic market weather report for this morning. Remember, everything can change as we go through the day. That's why it's important to keep an eye on your portfolio, monitor the market. I'm going to have a special video that talks about how you are asking the wrong questions. I'll give you the right question to ask to ensure that you're getting the best mortgage rate, because there's certainly a lot more wrong questions than there are right ones. Thank you so much. My name's Jason Graneman, your LoanSlayer. Remember, it's not work, it's a lifestyle. Cheers. Honey, do we have $5 bill laying around? $5 bill. No, never mind. Don't worry, I'll just sell some stock.